Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the J.A.B podcast. I am joined by Ben as always, and this week we have a special guest. We are joined by Cade. Cade, how does it feel to be on the pod for the first time?
Feels wonderful, man. Feels wonderful.
That's good.
I'm honored.
For those who don't know, Cade is a old-time friend of Ben's, new-time friend of me. We haven't known each other for that long, but play fantasy football with him. So he's also in the fantasy football league with that Josh and Ben and I are all in. So Cade might have some fantasy football things to talk about. His team's kind of not been doing the greatest, but we'll see. We'll see how the football. He has. Yep.
Hey,
is on the.
He's also the future trade partner for me for Travis Etienne.
There we go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, if you're looking to trade, I'm looking for a tight end. So if you got tight ends that you're looking to move.
I'm looking for running backs to add some depth. So
I'd consider trading Mark.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah, might be something I look into in the future. But to start our football topic list, we're all Packer fans here, so this is a good little kickoff to football. Packers stink.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
They're not good.
Jordan Love is not the answer at the moment, it seems. Can he develop into the answer in the future? Who knows? But right now, it's not looking good.
Well, I mean, it's early in the season still, I'd say.
Yeah, well, halfway
it's
through.
Quickly not becoming, it's quickly not early. Honestly, I wasn't expecting them to win much this year.
No.
I mean, the Packers went what, 8-7, 7-9 Aaron Rodgers rookie season. They'll get there this year. Something like that. I think they were under 500, weren't they?
Yeah, I
that
think
sounds
it was
right.
6-10.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not too worried. They're gonna give him a 5th year. It's just a matter of how much the contract actually is worth. But their defense and their offense is riddled with injuries. Bakhtiari is most of our fucking cap, and he's
might as well just retire at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't have a knee anymore, pretty much.
Yeah, the Packers.
What,
there's just so many injuries.
In the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Also had 6 surgeries in the last 2 years, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was hoping we'd move him with Rodgers in the offseason.
Yeah. I would have liked to see him go too. Just because if you're gonna do a partial rebuild, that's the type of people you move in a partial rebuild.
Yeah.
But
gotta try and free up cap and
get some leeway get some freedom for the team going into the future.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many years we have left, and if he retires or whatever.
I think he's got like 2 years left on his contract.
Okay.
So this year and next year. But I don't know
Yeah.
what the cap looks like if he retires and all that, or if we just straight up release him or trade him. I'm not sure how that affects us. I know if we trade or release, there's a pretty hefty cap hit, but I don't know if that stays the same if he retires.
Well, yeah, because we had to restructure his contract twice.
Yeah.
Just pushing money down the line, so that's not ideal.
No.
But no. Yeah, Packers not gonna do anything this year. But is Jordan Love the future? I think it's too early to say no.
But it's also too early to say yes.
Yeah, I know Cade's a big Love lover, so.
Yeah, I do support Love, but this team has a lot of wrinkles they need to figure out, and
yeah,
it's still a young team, but
I don't know, he's got the traits that you look for in a franchise quarterback. Just the accuracy is not there right now. Yeah. I feel like if he figures that out, then it's a different story. We're having a different conversation. But until he gets his accuracy down, it's gonna be a struggle for the offense.
Mm-hmm.
It has been painful to watch.
Yeah, he's missed some open throws, and it's just like, that's not ideal. But
right, I saw a tweet that was.
We're just not used to seeing those either.
I saw a tweet from Kurt Warner.
We've been spoiled, yeah.
He's like, a lot of Packer fans are complaining about Jordan Love. I watched the film and I didn't see him. Like, apparently Packer fans were out there saying that he was not throwing to the right receiver, and he's out there saying like, I watched all the plays and he made the right decisions. It's like I don't feel like the argument here is if he's making the right decision or not. It's just that he's not hitting his open guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I saw a graphic too. It was like I think it was like the Packers are ranked dead last in like points per game in the first half.
Yeah,
And
the
their
last
yards per
I think the last
attempt
3
and
weeks they have 3 points in the first half.
yeah, an explosive
Yeah.
play rate, a bunch of things, and then in the
I
second
saw
half we're like number 1 or top 3 in all those categories.
I saw Kurt tweeted, no wonder you're gonna lose games and go 3-4 or whatever when you only play one half of offense. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to win games when you only play a half of a game and the other team plays a whole game. So a lot of stress for no reason, just because I also think part of it's play calling. The play calling hasn't been great.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's what it was last year a lot, it seemed like, is that the team just it was
yeah,
either really good in the first half and then was dead out of the locker room or the other way around, but at least there was still some effectiveness there in the half that they weren't as good. But
Yeah.
this year it's
Yeah.
just there's one half where it's absolutely nothing. And then the
there's
second
just
half
no
it's something.
consistency.
Right.
Going
No
down 3
consistency throughout a
scores.
whole game. There isn't a single game where we were consistent throughout the whole game.
No.
We just blew out
Maybe
the
the
Bears
Bears
that
game. That's
one.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just blew them out.
Fair.
So it wasn't even like
There
a
wasn't
whole
really a need
game.
to be consistent because
Yeah.
Week 1 fooled us all.
that's true.
Yeah.
Gave us all these false hopes.
Guess that moves us on to some other frauds in the NFL. Last week we had the conversation on who the best team in the NFL was. It was really between, I guess, the Lions and the 49ers was kind of what our big argument became. And then they came out week 7 and played terrible. The Lions got beat by like 30 points, I think. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then the
It was
49ers.
38-3, wasn't it?
No, the Lions had
38-6.
6, yeah. So it's probably 38
Yeah,
6.
38-6.
And then 49ers lose to the Vikings, who have not looked great this year. So who's the best team in the NFL, really? I don't know. Neither of those two teams. I'll tell you that. Especially if they play like they did this last week. I mean, I feel like
I don't think the
Lions are
Eagles
just too
it
young
yet
to say that
either,
they're
so
the
I
best team because
Yeah.
there's going
Yeah.
to be a week where that inexperience
They're
catches up to
yeah.
them.
Like they just had a bad week last week
Mhm.
against a very experienced defensive
And
play
that's the thing,
caller.
like the Ravens haven't looked the greatest this year either, so that kind of just like came out of nowhere, I feel like.
Yeah, they had
Especially
a
with
good
how
week on a
lopsided.
Lions bad week.
Yeah.
I mean that's just how the NFL is. That's why we suck at picking games. That's why we all went 5-8
Yeah.
last week. I mean,
That's not terrible.
I
it's
mean,
not great.
Yeah, based off of how we've been doing the first
That's
6 weeks, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty
above
god awful.
50%.
Yeah.
I think to that point, the worst week was like 7-9
Yeah.
by somebody. So
But yeah, and that's with Josh basically throwing half of his picks. But
picking Arizona and
yeah.
Carolina, yeah. I mean, Ben, I think there's another fraud that you wanted to bring up, wasn't there?
Oh, the Washington Commanders, they stink. Now that Josh is not here to stick up for the fraudulent Commanders. How'd they even do last week?
They lost 14-7 to the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I
1-5
do recall
Giants.
that. That was a
1-5
very
Giants.
boring
Yeah.
game.
Without their
Yeah.
starting quarterback.
But
And
Tyler Taylor looks pretty good though.
yeah.
Competition for the starting job?
I don't.
Maybe.
We talked about this last week, and it was the consensus was that you don't give him a big contract extension and then sit him after he's hurt for 2 weeks.
Well, you got to see what happens. I say play the better guy.
I mean, yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
agree with
we
that,
kind of
but
discussed that. Who are we? It wasn't the Giants. It was someone else about benching the bigger contract. Maybe it
don't
was the
remember.
Giants. I don't know. But it was also the same situation where it's like, no, you signed this player, you have to play him. That's like if DTR plays super well for the Browns.
Or how PJ Walker is 2 straight
Yeah.
starts, 2 straight wins.
Yeah, you don't Or even you could say the Colts with Gardner Minshew. You got to give your rookie the playing time.
Well, yeah, the
I mean,
rookie I would go with as well, but
yeah, I'd say it's the same situation. I mean, is it though? Not really, I guess.
I just love Tyrod. I think he's been through a lot in his career. He just
been
deserves a
shafted,
spot.
been
He just
shafted so
deserves
many
Punctured
a
times.
lung and
spot.
Yeah.
Wild. He's maybe this is good news for Daniel Jones. Maybe he becomes a star now.
lights a fire under his butt. He figures it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time, right?
probably not, but maybe. I gotta count it out.
Yeah.
Moving on. So the Bears, their starting quarterback is out with injury, and Tyson Bagent came in and stepped in and looked pretty. I don't want to say pretty good, but I mean he led him to a victory.
Mhm.
So
Something
does
Justin
this
Fields could not
exactly?
do
Does this mean the
very
Bears
often.
start Tyson
No,
Bagent?
no, no,
No.
You can't.
no.
They were facing a
No.
Raiders team with a backup quarterback who's known to suck.
A little
That's like
biased.
people saying the Bears are better than the Packers just because they beat the Raiders. They didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo. They Garoppolo's infinitely better than Brian
Brian
Hoyer.
Hoyer was awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
he was
last year.
terrible.
Yeah.
I,
But
I don't
Tyson
know.
Bagent's gonna get another start this week, so we'll see if he keeps up that play or if he, plays like a D2 rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I wish they just would rule Justin Fields out so I could put him on a
IR.
IR spot.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't
But
officially ruled him out
no, he's
because
still
I mean it's
doubtful.
pretty. Yeah, I was gonna say it's
It's
pretty.
pretty much already he's ruled
Yeah.
out, but they're not ruling him out yet for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
In some leagues you can put doubtful on IR, but in
Yeah.
some other
I
leagues
don't
you
even think
can't.
that's an option to set in our league.
I don't know. And Kate, in
Yeah,
our
probably
other
should.
league, I think doubtful you can put because I have Jerome Ford on IR. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think you can.
I've
Yeah, I
never
think
seen.
I
I've
think
never
you
seen the.
Maybe we'll have
that
to
one.
look. Anyways, moving on.
So the Chargers had their offenses looked pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of
Defense.
down right
Yeah.
now or compared to last year, but that new offense coordinator, new system, that's gonna happen. But their defense has continuously failed, underperformed with the talent that they have. And I feel like maybe Brandon Staley is a big part of that. So should the Chargers move on from Brandon
Yes.
Staley?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. He has consistently proved that he cannot coach in the clutch. Whether it's the end of games or just being able to put teams away, he that comes down to coaching. That's not on the
Yeah.
players. There's no way every single player fails in the clutch like
Yeah.
he has.
I feel like
There's so much
at
talent on that.
times he relies too
Yeah.
much on the statistics and the analytics on end of game decisions rather than
Yeah.
just going with his gut and trusting his players.
Yeah. There's been games he's literally thrown away because of the statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get everything's hindsight, but I'm wondering if he's actually won any games because of these statistics, or if he's only lost games.
Because he's supposed to be a defensive minded coach, but
Yeah,
their defense
their defense
is
sucks.
bottom of the league almost every year since
Right.
he's been their head coach. So it's either
Good
you
amount of
turn the defensive calling or play calling over to your D coordinator or get out of the building because whatever you're doing is not working.
Yeah. Khalil Mack has been phenomenal this year.
Yeah,
Bosa's still that guy, and I think Derwin James is a top safety in the league.
Right.
yeah.
Top
Yeah.
two for sure.
Asante Samuel's an up and coming
Probably one.
corner.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the talent. It's there, but it's just not performing. Kind of like with
Yeah.
the Packers. Oh, their defenses.
Well,
I mean, they're
yeah.
performing all
And
right, but
injuries,
compared to what they
injuries
have,
can kill
obviously,
everything,
that is true.
which seems to be what's happening to them. But
Jair's
Yeah.
constantly out.
Jair, Devondre, Eric Stokes has been out. I mean,
Chargers offense has also had a lot of injuries.
yeah.
Can't deny that. Eckler's been
In and
injured
Well,
out,
pretty much
that's the
yeah.
all
thing.
year.
Their
Mike
offense
Williams is
hasn't
out.
hasn't really been the issue. I guess a
Yeah.
good offense can make up for bad defense sometimes,
But it's going to come to bite you in the butt multiple times
oh yeah,
because you can't
defense wins
right.
championships.
You can't rely
offense
on your
doesn't.
offense all the time
So
because there's going to be a game where just the other team
Stopped.
game plans
yeah.
and just don't have an answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's got to be a change in the coaching staff at some point
Oh,
because
most definitely.
whatever's going on
Yeah.
is not working, and Justin Herbert needs to. He's too good of a player for his career to be wasted like Philip Rivers was.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree. And I mean, I've seen Herbert miss a couple throws, but he's also had
Yeah, like that. Well, that one to Keenan Allen, that was a tough.
yeah.
That was a tough play
Oops.
for Justin Herbert stands. Seeing
Yeah.
that it's kind of hard to defend that, but that'll happen.
Miss a wide open.
I
pass,
think
basically.
Brandon Staley's pretty much done at the end of this year, no matter
Unless
what.
unless they could pull it out of their ass
Um,
still and
if
make a
they
run, but
unless they make it to the championship round, I don't think they're gonna keep Staley.
I feel like this
yeah.
is kind of like a Bucks with Budenholzer situation. Like, yeah, he led him to success, but he couldn't get him over that hump. So even if
Yeah.
they finish the season strong, it's kind of like he's showing time and again that he just can't
Yeah.
get them where
some
they
point-
need to be going.
At some point you need to show results.
Yeah,
Whether
exactly.
that's division titles or whatever upper management says is the threshold that you need to meet, that they're not meeting that.
Correct.
They're not. So, yeah.
And I mean, we kind of hit this, but not really. So going back on who the best team in the NFL is, and through these first 7 weeks, it kind of seems like it's the Eagles and Chiefs again. So are we gonna get another Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl this year?
No. Something's gonna happen in the playoffs. They're both make the playoffs, obviously,
Yeah,
but I don't
obviously.
think
Yeah.
I think the 49ers will have a good game against them.
Yeah.
I think they still have to go through all the other teams too. I mean, I don't
I
know.
think the AFC absolutely any of the teams that make the playoffs
They
have a
could
chance
win.
of making the Super Bowl.
That's fair.
Yeah.
NFC, I think it's 49ers or Eagles. I think the Lions have been good, but like we talked about earlier, they're
No.
still young. I don't
Well,
think they have the experience or
honestly,
hold it out in the playoffs.
if the 49ers aren't healthy, they aren't even a top 3 team in the league. Or in
That is
the
true.
top 3 team in the NL or
Ba-
NFC.
Basing it off everybody's healthy, or
Yeah.
at
Well,
least
that's
most
the
of your
thing.
stars are healthy.
They couldn't even beat the Vikings when they're not healthy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They weren't. It's not that they like really all they were missing was Trent Williams.
And Debo, right?
He played some of that game. Or did he get hurt? I'm pretty sure he got hurt during the game.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
remember. Maybe he
Well,
was out.
Yeah, I mean, that's their left
I
tackle,
think he
isn't
was
it?
Yeah.
I think
But yeah, I don't know. A
they
bad
all
line can make everything look bad.
That is,
Just
yeah,
saying.
because I was watching the game and they allowed a
Yeah.
sack on a 3-man pass rush.
That's not acceptable.
No.
Yeah.
49ers pass rush has not been great this year either.
No.
Yeah, outside of Nick Bosa, there's not been much production
Yeah.
from anybody.
Yeah.
Even Nick Bosa hasn't been the best. At least definitely not as good as he was last year.
Right. Not as disruptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a top 5 paid player at like every position
Hmm.
on
Yeah.
both sides of the ball. So yeah, they need those people to step up, and if they don't step up every week, there's holes.
Yeah.
I don't know. They definitely have that target on their back though, just
Oh, for
because
sure.
of the way that they are, I guess. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think no matter what, it'll be the Eagles or 49ers out of the NFC.
Yeah,
AFC, I
one
think,
of those two teams will be healthy enough to win the division or the conference.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs, Dolphins, Bills, Bengals, Ravens, any of those teams. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if they were able to make the Super Bowl.
Anyone else, that's flabbergasting. But
Mhm.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, going back on the Eagles,
Chargers and Jags.
they haven't looked as good as they were last year. They've had a lot of inconsistencies. Jalen Hurts has not been the player he was last year. So there's a lot more holes on that Eagles team than there were last year, and so that will be interesting to see how they handle that. I feel like they could get exposed easier than they did last year. So it's definitely a lot closer in the NFC than it was in the previous season. So
Yeah.
It'll be
And
interesting.
Packers are coming back, so yeah.
Well, we'll see about that. Speaking of the Eagles and their holes, they just recently filled one with the acquisition of safety Kevin Byard from Tennessee Titans.
I think that's a excellent move.
And it's all pro safety. Definitely was one of their
top safety in the
weaknesses.
NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And to get Kevin Byard, they gave up another safety in Terrell Edmonds, and then a 2024 5th and 6th round pick.
It's
Not
definitely
too bad.
not.
Yeah.
So yeah, they pretty much
lot
just
to grow.
improved one of their safety spots and got rid of 2 picks in the process.
Terrell Edmonds isn't terrible though, but
Not Kevin Byard though.
it's
So.
not Kevin Byard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that
Just a contender, just solidifying a hole. It's
exactly
a solid move. Yeah.
And that leads us into the big event that's coming up this week, October 31st. I'm pretty sure is the date. Is the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it's time to look at some players who we think could potentially be on the move this season. So, I mean, some of the big names, I guess, right now, we got Brian Burns from Carolina, Chase Young, Washington, and Derrick Henry. That's really been a big name that's been floating around right now. And Jerry Jeudy, and then kind of Hunter Renfrow, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He's kind of hasn't been producing lately,
Smaller
but I
name.
feel like
Yeah.
I feel like a change of scenery might, help him out. But
I would like to see Renfrow get moved.
Yeah,
I would
because
love
that
him
that
on
wide
a
receiver room is so crowded now.
right,
team like the Bills. I think would
yeah, looking for
fit
another
nicely and
receiver in that
maybe
offense.
Better Cole Beasley.
Pretty much, yeah. Younger Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially.
And with Brian
that's a
Burns,
move I'd like.
I don't feel like the Panthers are going to trade him because last year, at the same time of the year during the trade deadline, he did come up in talks, but they wanted to hold on to him because they feel like he's a player they can build around. And there's been talks that they've been trying to work out an extension, so I just don't see them trading him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's one of their cornerstones on that team. So
Yeah, you do need those cornerstones. I mean, if you don't have anyone to build around, then there's no point.
right,
You're just building it from scratch, which is much harder. So.
Team I'd love to see make a move this the deadline is the Ravens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good potential targets for them to
what do you think
go after.
their biggest positional need is right now to fill?
I think Derrick Henry would be huge.
Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the same backfield.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I like they could try and get D-Hop from the Titans as well. I'm sure they're not opposed to trading an aging receiver, especially.
Yeah, he's on a 1-year deal too, so there's no reason not to.
I wouldn't.
Right?
I wouldn't be surprised to see him get moved, but probably only if he wants to.
Yeah.
He chose to sign there, but I don't know if he regrets it.
He definitely regrets it.
He probably does, but
he did say he wanted to go to a contender, and they are not a contender.
Yeah,
So
I did not understand that move at all. Wanted to go
Yeah.
to a contender and then chooses the Titans, who weren't even really that close to being a contender.
They're a contender for their division, but nothing else.
Yeah,
Right.
No. They look like the worst team in that division, so.
Yeah. Because the Colts show promise just about every game, and
Otherwise,
Texans are young. The
Texans.
Jacksonville's Jacksonville.
Well. Or the Ravens getting Chase Young would be. I'd like to see that too.
Oh yikes!
If the Ravens getting any big name like that is actually terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel
like a
that's
Derrick
kind of the Ravens'
Henry
identity, though.
Yeah.
I feel like Chase
What
Young
was
is
that?
kind of like a sleeper. I guess not a sleeper, but someone who I really feel like could be traded because Washington didn't pick up his 5th year. They have Montez Sweat, and did they take I think they just drafted another edge, didn't they?
All 4 of their defensive linemen were first round picks.
Right.
If I recall.
I feel like they
so
just recently drafted another edge. I could be wrong though, but
wish Josh was here. He would know.
yeah, he probably know.
He might know. No, he wasn't a fan at that point, so he might not know.
Right,
but
you're right.
Josh, let us know in the comments if you know. He's gonna look it up.
Or I've also seen some rumors about Hollywood Brown. I don't think he's gonna get
Oh, the
traded.
Cardinals are a seller, yeah.
I still don't. I doubt they're gonna trade him though. Kyler Murray. It is his last year on his contract, so they will have to pay him. So it really just depends on if he's part of their future plans or not. I think if they do decide to bring in Caleb Williams, having a solid receiver like Hollywood Brown would be helpful no matter how you slice it. And
Yeah,
if they
otherwise
decide,
they're looking at a situation like the Packers have right now,
Mhm.
where there's just no veteran wide receiver at all.
Right.
And then
And it's just kind of the blind leading the blind, which isn't great.
yeah, Kyler does come back. He still has his guy, and Hollywood Brown, his college teammate, he does return, which I think he is. They've said he is returning this year, but
Yeah, I don't know. This would
they
definitely be an interesting trade deadline because I don't feel like there's a lot of big names that are available this year, like outside of the ones we listed off. So
Do you guys think Adam Thielen might get traded?
I don't.
it's possible, but
Not for a lot.
It depends how much the team's willing to give up.
Yeah.
I think
That's true. Like, I don't.
you don't want Bryce Young to have
Nobody to
Literally
throw it
no
to.
one.
Who do they have?
Terrence
Other
Marshall
than,
did want to be traded though because he wants to have a bigger role on our offense.
yeah. So if they have to trade him, if he's demanding a trade,
Yeah, I feel like if they're gonna trade a receiver, it would be him over Thielen, just because at the end of the day, you need someone on your offense that can produce. Like I know
Just to
it's
not
pretty much
kill morale.
right. I know it's pretty much
yeah.
a dud of a season this year. You don't have a first round pick, but you're not gonna get a first round pick for Adam Thielen, so it doesn't really matter.
If they don't get a first round pick, I don't think they're trading because there's no point.
Which is probably a reason why Brian Burns is such a high name, just so I could get that first back. But
yeah,
again, he's pretty much a first round pick in himself. So
Yeah.
he was a first round pick, but yeah.
yeah.
He's edge and left tackle are those two positions that you want to lock up as soon as possible. The fact that they already have their edge rusher who's young, there's not really a reason to trade him. You just got a rookie quarterback. Like you already have two of the three major positions. Why not? Why not just build around them instead of trading them away?
They took Ikemekwanu too, so
that too. I mean, he hasn't looked the
if
greatest.
He develops, but
yeah.
if he develops, then it should work out. But trading away DJ Moore is gonna be that was
It bites.
a bad mistake, I think.
Yeah, having if they would have, well, I mean, they wouldn't have got Bryce Young, but
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have made it work without,
or even
Could
just
have
stuck with
ironed out
Andy
a trade.
Dalton and then maybe got Caleb Williams this year,
or
Drake
if
May.
they had to part with somebody, they could have parted with. I think they should have gotten rid of Brian Burns
instead of
earlier than
DJ Moore.
Yeah, if you're drafting a quarterback, I think
That's fair.
Yeah, having
I
a
think
wide
it's just
receiver.
best
Yeah.
to develop him early and have everything for him.
Yeah, because right now we're seeing, just to kind of go off of the quarterback needing weapons. I mean, we're seeing Jordan Love struggle because he doesn't have weapons.
Yeah.
Because they get that little bit less separation than the vets do, and makes it harder to make those perfect throws. So I mean,
Or they're
it just
not as
compounds
experienced on
issues.
those scramble drills where
Yeah,
they
exactly.
gotta get open and
Mm-hmm.
change the route up. Can't just stand there and wait for the ball.
I mean, with this wide receiver room, even Aaron Rodgers would be struggling. He did struggle.
Yeah.
So you saw him trying to force the ball to Randall Cobb every single play. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. What was this offense has been a tough watch these last couple of years, that's for sure.
Yeah. been rough since Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
Think you
Sad
get moved
times.
at the deadline? I don't think so, but I've seen some talk about it.
No, I
No.
think they already came out and said that they're not going to trade him.
I haven't seen that, but
It has to be a haul.
yeah, they just traded. And I guess they didn't give up that much.
Yeah,
to get
only a
him.
first and a
I
second.
honestly feel like they could probably trade him for more.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he's not forcing his way to a team.
And that's the thing. This is his home, quote unquote. So I
Yeah.
don't.
Some people have different motivations.
Yeah.
That is true.
Retiring at home would be his dream.
As the great Pat McAfee would say, situations are situational. So we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Name drop there from Ben.
Yeah.
All right, that takes us into the last part of our NFL talk, and that is our weekly picks. So usually we start with the Thursday night game, but considering the Thursday night game is currently going on as we're recording,
Wrapping up, I would
wrapping
say.
up. I don't know what quarter it is, what the score is.
24-10 in the
24-10
fourth. Yeah.
Bills are up.
Bills
I'm gonna
are
pick
up.
the
Alright.
Bills. Yeah.
I feel like that was a good pick on our part.
Lock me for the Bills.
Josh
Yeah,
took the
it's
Bills.
looking
for those.
good.
All right,
Josh, you're a coward for such an easy pick.
facts. Should took the Buccaneers. Surprised he didn't, honestly. So starting off this week's picks, we got Philadelphia at Washington. Philadelphia is a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, by the way, Cade. So usually we'll have like a lock and an upset for the week. You don't have to do that. That's fine since you're new. It's your first time.
Okay.
I'm not expecting you. And Ben, it's fine. We don't have to do that this week. Don't worry about it either.
I'll do it. I just gotta hear all the matchups first.
No.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
All right.
I don't hear them.
Eagles.
I don't know who's playing each other. All right. All right.
You taking the
Anyways.
Eagles, Cade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That Commanders
Hey,
O
Cade,
line is.
it's just like this. I'm gonna take the Eagles as my lock
Wow.
because the Commanders stink. All right.
Fair enough.
I'm also taking the Eagles in this one. Yeah,
You locking that one?
No.
No.
Dang.
Usually we try to keep one person gets a lock per.
Yeah, we all
Oh.
have different locks and different.
I heard
upsets.
you didn't lock, so I locked. Basically.
Word.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works out. There's sometimes where I have a game in mind that I'm gonna lock, and then Ben or Josh locks it. So I was like, oh, I guess I gotta find another one.
Well, yeah. Then you're taking a fucking upset as a lock, and then you're just lost. Anyways.
All right, next game we got Jacksonville taking on the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Jacksonville is currently a 2.5-point favorite.
I go first?
Sure, go for it.
I'm gonna take the Steelers. Shout out to my coworker Nelson, big
Shout out
Steelers
Nelson.
fan, big Steelers guy.
Big Steelers guy.
That defense is disgustingly good. TJ Watt is a dog.
Better corner than Kevin King.
Better corner than Kevin King. All right. All right. Anyways, go Steelers. Big upset.
Well, I was also gonna go to the Steelers.
Oh.
So I'm not supposed to do this now?
No, you can still go Steelers. Just go with who.
No, you can go
think-
Steelers. It's just I didn't even say that was my upset, so that's fine.
All right, we're chilling.
Yeah.
All right, because
I'm
I was
gonna go
simply.
with the Steelers.
I was also going with the Steelers. So
Oh,
Well, fuck. Now I want to go Jacksonville.
I'm gonna keep riding. I'm gonna keep riding with Pittsburgh's defense.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Pittsburgh defense is good.
TJ Watt and Myles Garrett have been
Especially
absolutely
since
something
the
else this
Jaguars
year.
pretty much don't have an offensive line. So
Yeah.
TJ Watt's gonna be an animal.
All right, next game. This one has kind of been going back and forth. We got New Orleans at Indianapolis, and New Orleans is a 1-point favorite.
Give me Minshew Mania, bro. Give me that. Go Colts.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Saints. Do we know if Olave is playing this week?
I'd assume so, because I mean, an arrest for reckless driving really isn't that serious, honestly.
No,
I
he
think
didn't
I'll
kill
take the
anyone.
Saints then.
Like
Right, he
any
didn't pull a
rest.
Henry Ruggs and like blow up someone's car.
I'll take the Saints.
I also go with the Saints. I feel like Alvin Kamara
I don't want to
will get
admit to
him.
a crime, but
Alvin
I
Kamara
don't
will
want to
get
admit
him.
to a crime, but I feel like I've almost done what he's done. Like
I
I've
mean,
been close.
we know someone who's done what he's done, and it's literally came to class 5 minutes after.
It's true. That's true. We have. Shout out Colin.
I didn't want to name drop it. There you go.
He's not. He won't listen.
No, not
If
at
he
all.
does, say hi, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
Yeah, drop a comment,
No.
Colin, if you listen.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm going Saints. I just feel like Alvin Kamara getting 17 receptions a game gonna help him eventually. So this better be the week.
Receptions are good for fantasy. They're not gonna win him a game.
I mean,
Just saying.
eventually, you get the ball in your hands enough, you're gonna make a play.
Oh, Adam, are you trying to trade Kamara?
No, because Josh is trying to
Damn.
get Kamara for me, and I said not on the table anymore. Actually, took him off the trade block.
Dang, he really backed out.
Yeah, he's no
You don't
longer
think
for trade.
you don't think this is just a quick little bust? You don't think Jamal Williams is gonna start taking carries?
He's not gonna start taking catches, and that's what really matters.
No, definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Might
next
steal
game.
touchdowns though.
That's fine. As long as he has 7 more catches, that equals out.
I think they will shy away from that though. I think they'll look for more downfield plays.
Exactly, downfield to
Try to
Kamara.
boost that offense.
Start running RB
People
wheels.
like Olave.
As long as the Saints don't play the Packers this year, he won't have a 50-point game.
They already
at
did.
least. Exactly. So they can't play him again.
Right.
So it's fine.
It's true. All right, next game we got Houston going to Carolina. Houston is a 3.5-point favorite.
Carolina
Yeah.
stinks. I'm taking
Yeah.
Houston. Yeah. CJ's trash.
I'm gonna take the upset. I'm gonna say this is the Panthers week where they finally pull out a win.
Okay.
I think
You're
Bryce
saying this
Young's
is
gonna
your
ball out.
upset, or you're just taking the upset?
I'm taking the upset.
Oh,
Or
okay.
this, this is my upset.
This is your upset.
This
Okay.
is my upset.
That is his up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young's gonna show why he was the number 1 overall pick in this matchup.
There we go. Okay. I'm taking Houston though. Carolina has not shown me any reason to take them in this game.
It's really gonna suck when
oh
wait.
Kate jumps on or
Yeah, never mind.
is
Never mind.
the only one that gets it right. Anyways, Rams are going to Dallas next game. Dallas is a 6.5-point favorite.
I'm gonna go the Rams. I think Trayvon Diggs not playing. It's gonna be harder for them to guard those weapons that the Rams have.
Yeah, since that Trayvon Diggs injury, the Cowboys suck. Like
I do
straight up, they
I
suck.
do think Mike Parsons can cause some issues with that.
He
The
can
Rams
cause
line.
issues, but I don't think he's gonna cause enough issues to make a
Yeah.
loss. So I'm also gonna take the Rams.
I'm going the Cowboys here. I don't like the Cowboys, but I just feel like they're the better team overall. I do agree that
Yeah.
them not having Trayvon Diggs is going to be hard to cover Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. But I also agree that Micah Parsons can cause, because I mean we took the Steelers because we were saying TJ Watt can cause enough problems. So
That is
TJ Watt can play corner though. I have not seen Micah Parsons play corner.
that is fair.
I think he's capable of it. I honestly do. I think he's capable.
He might be better than
Well,
Trayvon Diggs.
when I
honestly.
see it, I'll accept it, but I haven't seen that yet. So
I'm just hoping for a big game for CeeDee Lamb. It'll carry Dallas
He
to
has
the win.
been pretty bad this year.
Yeah, well,
Not
I wouldn't say
not completely awful, but
right.
like
At least these last
in
2
terms of
weeks, he has
fantasy.
been.
In terms
Not
of
great.
fantasy, he's like the wide receiver 23, and people are taking the second or
Yeah, I mean he had a good start to the
Mhm.
season,
in
but
the first.
recently
Yeah.
has not.
I
been great.
remember there's a lot of hype on him this offseason.
Oh, very much so.
Has not seemed to.
This will be his
translate.
breakout game right here. I'm calling it.
You think so?
Yep. Save the receipt. Come back. Come
All
back to
right.
this.
Yeah, I guess I.
Oh,
Ooh,
Mike Evans,
Mike.
50-yard pass.
There's a flag, bro.
There's a flag. Yeah, it's tough.
Bro, that
Yo,
better
the
not
Bucks
get
game
called
end?
back. Need that for my
Huh?
parlay.
I
Does the
do.
Bucks game end?
Oh yeah, Bucks won.
Ah,
118, 117.
Ooh, did Dame hit a game
It's
winner?
getting
Anyways,
called
that's
back.
No.
that's not important right now.
No.
Next game.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll
get
get to
that
the
later.
recap later.
All right. Next game is Atlanta at Tennessee. Atlanta is a 2.5-point favorite.
Oh God.
This is gonna be a black and blue brawl. Just running the fucking football until someone else doesn't run the football.
It's just. Did you say they're just gonna be running the football until someone else doesn't run the football?
Yeah. Basically.
All right.
Just
That's
gonna
great
keep running
analysis
until
there
they
from you.
can't. Yeah. I'm only here to give top tier analysis, alright?
Two very good running back duos on
Does Bijan have a headache this week?
team.
Don't know, because if he does, then Falcons aren't gonna say anything about it. So
He was literally 1 yard away from me getting a win in
That
my
is
league.
completely hilarious.
1 yard.
That
I
is
needed 4 yards instead of 3 from him.
or a Jameson Williams catch.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams is a bum, alright? Bijan's not a bum.
Well,
I expect 4 yards from my fucking RB1. And I didn't even get that because he had a boo boo headache. His tum hurt. What the fuck? Alright? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna take the Falcons reluctantly because I think their offense is improving. But I'm not happy about it.
I am very happy with my running backs right now and for the future. Got Brees Hall, Travis Etienne.
there you go.
Got
ETN has
Tajay
been
Spears.
crazy these last couple of weeks.
He has.
Yeah.
You know, we were in a call with Max when we were doing the draft. He called Brees Hall and ETN the worst back-to-back picks he's ever seen.
Well, Max stinks.
Saying. Then he took Antonio Gibson in the next round.
That was
Who's, I believe, on waivers now.
that was an all timer. Yeah. Did you make a pick for this one, Cade?
Not yet.
Did I not?
I don't think so.
What? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I did not. Jeez, this is tough. I think I'm gonna go Titans.
Oh, Tannehill is not probably playing, by the way.
He's not playing.
He's not
Damn.
playing.
I'm pretty sure
They're
that was
basically the same
confirmed.
team.
Yeah, it's basically the same team, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
This
two
is a
of the
coin
same
flip
teams
and a
fighting
half.
each other. I'll take Falcons then. I think they have a better defense.
I'm also gonna take Falcons Youngwick, who's gonna hit another 50-yard game winner.
Yep.
Get those numbers up for my parlay. All right, next we got the battle of the not New York teams. Jets against the Giants. There's not really a home team here because they play at the same damn stadium. Jets are a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, that Giants offense sucks. The Jets defense is amazing.
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of
think
surprised this
it's
is
gonna be tough
the
for them to put
3-point
points on the
spread
board. I'm
or
gonna go with the
difference.
Jets. I have to go with the Jets. I don't believe in that.
My
I'd
gut
feel
is telling me
comfortable.
Jets, but my brain is like the Giants are going to upset them just like they just
That
beat the
wouldn't be
Commanders.
surprising. That wouldn't be surprising, but
I'm going with the Jets.
Okay, let's be honest here.
By,
Is the
like,
Commanders
a tutty,
game really an upset
but
though, Ben?
no, because they stink. But
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
also
taking
yeah.
yeah,
You're taking the Jets?
taking the Jets.
All right, I'm also taking the Jets. That defense.
It's scary.
It's been a common theme this week. It seems like the defense is gonna help out a lot of teams.
Defense
Wow.
wins championships.
That is true. Cannot disagree there.
see how
All right.
Tyrod does fighting for that starting job this week.
Yeah, there we go.
He's gonna put on a show. King of New York.
Next game we got New England traveling to Miami. Dolphins are a 9.5-point favorite.
I'm shocked
Rightfully
they're not a
so.
20-point favorite.
Rightfully so.
Did
Yeah.
I lock yet?
Yeah, you locked the Eagles.
Okay, I think I locked. I'll do a second lock on this
All right,
one
Josh,
as
relax.
Dolphins will.
Yo, come on,
This
man.
is I'll lock this one for. Oh wait, do you is this your lock, Cade?
No, I locked the Eagles.
Oh,
I was just saying, Patriots beat the Bills last week.
that's true. They will not beat the Dolphins, however. So I will take the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm also
I
taking
will.
Miami. Yep. All right, next game. Minnesota is coming to Green Bay to take on the Packers. And Minnesota is the favorite with 1.5 points.
1.5.
One
That's
and a
it.
half, yes.
After beating the Niners. Well, they know Kirk Cousins way too well.
What do you mean?
So
It's
I'm
not
gonna
prime
take
time.
the Packers. Because, hear me out. Is it not the most Vikings thing to do to beat the best team in the NFC and turn around and lose the next game?
Yeah, I can't argue it.
It's also the most Packers thing to do, also.
Yeah, I agree, but they did not beat the best team in the NFC. They, in fact, lost to not that.
So, pretty much the worst team in the AFC.
Yes. So I digress. The Packers will win.
No bias here, but I'm also gonna lean towards the Packers this week. I like our cornerback room. I think it's gonna cause Addison and Osborne problems. And yeah, no bias at all. I also
Oh,
think the Packers are overdue for a win because being bad all year is not our style. Getting a good draft pick, we're gonna shoot for somewhere like 9-10 range. We're not gonna get a top pick. We're gonna win some games.
I mean, I consider
and this
9 or
will be
10
one
a
of them.
top pick, but
I'm saying like top 3.
top 5, yeah.
Getting one of those.
Kate, I
9,
liked your point there.
9 or 10 are one of the best. It's like the best pick we've had.
It
To
would
Stokes
be.
is
years, I feel
back,
like.
right? Stokes is
No,
back this week,
Stokes is
right?
on IR.
I
Oh,
thought he
I
got
thought he's
cleared and then.
Yeah, and then he got hurt
Wasn't he
again and
playing
went
well?
back on IR.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty
Dude's a
sure,
bum.
yeah.
That is insane.
Is Jair back?
That is unknown.
I feel like he's been
Okay.
questionable like every week for the
Yep.
last 2 weeks.
Packers placed Darnell
Eventually, he's
Savage,
gotta
Eric
come back.
Stokes on injured reserve.
I saw Darnell. I didn't see the Eric Stokes. So.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
Packers will
So,
pull it out some way.
yeah, it depends if Jair is playing. If
They
Jair's
still
playing, I
Jair,
can't
think we'll
run the
win.
ball,
Jair
so
did
it's
not
fine.
practice.
Yeah, maybe I will go with the Vikings then. That is a weak cornerback room if Jair isn't playing.
So you're taking the
Rasul
Vikings
Douglas
instead?
and
Kid,
yeah,
this sounds like
yeah,
coward talk. It's coward.
yeah. I'm high on Addison too. I like
It's fine.
Addison.
I've shown
When the Packers win, I'll take the lone correct pick. That's fine.
I think Jordan Addison is the future of the Minnesota Vikings, and they need to get rid of Justin Jefferson immediately.
that's the hottest take I've heard
I
in a
think
long
they
time.
should trade him to the Kansas City
Damn. Oh.
I think
For
they should
what?
trade. I think they should trade
Chiefs.
Justin Jefferson to
Second
the
round
Green Bay
pick.
Packers.
For a
I
fourth
feel like
round
that'd
pick.
be worst for my fantasy team. I think I'd rather have Mahomes throwing him the ball. Maybe next year. Maybe Jordan Love is future Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I am taking the Vikings.
Adam, what's your pick?
Vikings.
You're taking okay.
Yeah. I've shown
Okay.
that I do not let my bias influence my picks. So. Why'd you look confused?
That was stupid.
Oh, you guys are watching the game. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, they very
You just
unnecessary face mask.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
On a 4th down, so now they're.
Oh, that's yeah. All right, next we got Cleveland taking on Seattle. Seattle is a 3.5 point favorite. Deshaun Watson is also out.
That
Go first,
defense is... Wait, what was that?
You could go first. I was asking if you wanted to go first, but then you started talking and it was awkward. Go ahead.
So that defense of Cleveland is disgusting.
That they are.
They play in Seattle, right?
Correct. And I don't know if DK was out last week. I don't know if.
He's back. He was listed as healthy on Sleeper,
Okay.
at least. That is the only updates I really pay attention to. I don't know. Come back to me.
Who's practicing?
Come back to me. I don't know.
Doesn't
I'll see what
know.
you guys do.
One of those
This
guys.
is my one.
I
I want to go last pick.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I I think their offense will definitely be able to get stuff going if the Colts offense was able to score over 30 points. The Seahawks will definitely be able to put some points on, and I think the Seahawks have a lot better of a defense than the Colts, so I think the Seahawks will pull this one.
Yeah, this is also it shouldn't be close because Deshaun Watson's not playing, but PJ Walker started the last 2 games and they've won the last 2 games, so I guess that kind of speaks for itself. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take Seattle on this one. I just think
Oh,
they have
I'll
some
also
more.
go
They have some
Seattle.
more firepower than the Colts do, and that was a lot closer game than it should have been last week. So
Yeah.
I forgot the Colts game and how they put up 38 points. I will also take the Seahawks.
all right, and next we got Cincinnati taking on San Francisco. San Francisco is a 4.5 point favorite.
I'll take the Niners.
This is tough. Both teams are kind of 49ers are kind of going down right now, and Bengals are doing better. So I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals. The weakest part about the 49ers is their secondary, which is kind of the Bengals' specialty. I think they can air it out on them. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah, 49ers have not looked good these last 2 weeks. And the Bengals are coming off of a bye week where they've been able to study how teams have effectively played the 49ers. So I think that's going to swing in the Bengals' favor. I'm also going to take the Bengals, and they've kind of been able to turn around. Before going into their bye week, they looked like their offense was starting to figure things out. So I feel like
Bengals have a lot better of a D line than the Vikings do.
that is also.
Trey Hendrickson will cause problems, I think.
I think Cincinnati's going to pull off an upset here. Speaking of that, they are my upset of the week.
Okay.
Next game, we got Baltimore at Arizona. Baltimore is a 9.5 point favorite.
As they should be. I'll take the Baltimore Ravens.
Who was the home team?
Arizona.
That was a Marquise Brown return game, and maybe the Cardinals, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Yeah.
They
I
have
think Marquise Brown going for like 400 yards.
Oh, that's a nice catch.
Also,
Yeah, that is a nice
also
catch.
taking the Ravens. This is
Yeah.
Cardinals are not a good team.
Just
That's
a
my
way
lock
better
also.
team in every aspect of.
That is true. All right, then we got Kansas City going into Denver, and Kansas City is a 7.5 point favorite.
What was the matchup? Sorry.
Kansas City, Denver.
I will take the Denver Broncos to lose. I'll be taking the Kansas City
Real curveball
Chiefs.
there from Ben.
You had
You
me
saw it.
fooled. You had me fooled. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me if the Broncos did somehow find a way to pull this off, but I don't think they'll be able to. I think Pacheco's gonna have an amazing game. 2 tutties, at least. Lock it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, also taking the Chiefs. All right, the next we got Chicago taking on the Chargers for an epic Sunday night football matchup.
I'm
Chargers
going
are
to
eight and
take.
a half point favorite.
I'm going to take the Chargers to light up that Bears defense and carry me to another fantasy win. That's the hopes.
Yeah, Chargers. Not really question about
Yeah,
this.
also taking the Chargers.
Tyson Bagent will not be able to get it done.
No, not against the
You're
Chargers.
saying they're
Hopefully.
a little bit better than the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just slightly. And then to wrap up this week, we got Raiders taking on Detroit on Monday Night Football. Why the Raiders have another Monday Night Football game, couldn't tell you. Detroit is a 7.5 point favorite.
As they should be. I will be taking the Detroit Lions. Is
Yeah.
Garoppolo back?
I don't
Curious if
know,
he'll be
but
close.
I don't think that matters.
No.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Detroit.
Yeah.
They have one of the best offensive lines in football. They'll be able to slow down Max Crosby at least, and that's all you need to do to beat the Raiders.
Yep.
Raiders got embarrassed by the Bears, and Lions are miles better than the Bears, so
Yeah.
Lions easily. All right, that wraps up NFL.
All right.
Quick baseball since it's World Series time.
Yeah. So, little recap. Both NLCS and ALCS went to Game 7. They were amazing series. I watched a couple games here and there when I had the opportunity. Thank God the Astros did not win.
Correct.
Uh,
Fuck the Astros.
Game 5 was insane. Game 7 was a blowout. I didn't get to watch Game 6 of the ALCS. So happy to see the Rangers back in the World Series. Not a huge fan because it's not really a homegrown team. Kind of just said, I'm just going to pay a bunch of people and hope we win. Moving on to NLCS. The Battle of the Cinderella stories, honestly. Kinda.
I wouldn't say the
Diamondback.
Phillies are.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
Diamondbacks.
Oh yeah,
Diamondbacks
Diamondbacks for
won Game
sure.
7. Yeah. They were like what? 1 to 150, 1 to 500 odds to win the World Series at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Now they're in the World Series. So, here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Rangers are going to win. But then again, I don't want to be that hater that says the Diamondbacks are going to lose because they've probably been told that every single series.
Yeah.
So,
And both these teams just 2 years ago were both 100 loss teams. So
yeah.
quite the turnaround from them.
Mm-hmm.
I also am leaning towards Rangers here for the World Series. They've been my team the whole playoffs,
They have.
and were one of my sleeper teams during the regular season and even before the
Mm-hmm.
regular season, when Ben doubted me for picking them as my wild card team.
Yeah, it does help when you trade for Max Scherzer. It does.
They were a wild card team before they did that, though.
Yeah, they
That was
were.
to get them the
Well,
division. They got close.
they were two losses. The Mariners didn't make the playoffs by like 2 games. So I don't know if Scherzer.
Okay, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I
They
don't.
weren't battling with the Rangers though.
They were. They're in the same division.
They were fighting to win the division, but they were.
They
Well, I
were.
think it was the Blue Jays that got the last
I don't know.
spot.
All I know is there were 4 teams fighting for 3 wild card spots.
Right. Yeah. The other one was the Blue Jays.
And I don't think without Scherzer, I don't think they win those 2 games. Just I think they'll somehow lose 3 games there and not make the playoffs. That's my opinion, but um obviously trades are a part of the MLB season, so I mean that's part of it. So they're willing to give up whatever it took to go in on this season, so that's can't blame them for that.
Scherzer has not been the greatest during the playoffs though. So
No, he's been mediocre, but yeah. There's more to the season than just the postseason. They had to get there, so I'm sure he helped get there after the trade deadline. So
yeah.
I don't have anything else.
Go Diamondbacks.
Go
I mean, the
Diamondbacks.
stat is still holding true that every team that beats the Brewers in the world or in the playoffs make it to the World Series.
Yep.
Cursed.
Too bad the Brewers can't play
Damn shame.
themselves.
Yeah. Sadly, they won't be able to break that curse. It seems until they actually go to the World Series.
Or just a team that beats them loses.
I prefer the other one because at least we go to a World Series.
That would be the more ideal outcome.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, one of those years that they include in the stat was when they lost the Cardinals in the World Series.
In the World Series, yes. Just a damn shame. Brewers weren't even supposed to be good this year, so it is what it is.
That's fair. We
Yeah.
didn't even have them win the division. Josh did.
No,
Josh doesn't know. He was just picking teams.
Josh was
Did he pick the
picking.
Tigers to win the division?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. 100 loss team. I'm pretty
They're the
sure.
worst team in baseball.
No.
Pretty close.
Athletics have that wrapped up.
They do.
That is their title.
That is theirs and theirs alone.
Are they the
Yes.
team that's been doing that for like a decade?
No, they were just good. They just traded everyone
Oh.
away.
Yeah.
Literally
They were
everyone.
good for a couple years, and they're like, actually, they should blow up the entire team and suck for 7 years.
Mm-hmm. So they won't be good for another couple, at least.
They do have some rookies coming, or young guys coming. So.
Mm-hmm. Couple years.
Yeah, a couple years, and they'll be a 500 team.
Good for them.
Or only a 70 loss team. I don't know.
Any season the Athletics don't lose 100 games is a good year.
That worse than 500? I don't know.
Yes, it is. 81. 82. Yeah, 81. 81. 81 and 81 is 500. So
Yeah, so a 70 loss team would be better than 500.
no.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yes. Be very good. That's
Yeah.
a playoff team, Adam.
Yeah.
Most years that's a playoff team.
90 loss team.
That sucks, yeah. Okay, moving on.
Basketball, I guess.
Yeah. Go Bucks.
Go Celtics.
Dame dropped damn near 40.
Yeah, I guess he sucks. I don't know.
I just hold him to such a high standard.
I mean, almost 39 points is still a pretty. I mean, if you hold him to a higher standard than that, you gotta chill. Especially considering the guy he just replaced didn't even hit 10 points.
He wasn't a scoring point guard. He's a distributing. Yeah, anyway. Yeah,
Pretty sure he still has assists, but
let's overlook that, Adam. Come on now. Dame stat line. 39 points. No blocks. No steals. 4 assists and 4 rebounds.
he had more
Holiday
than he had more
three
than 4
blocks.
rebounds.
8 rebounds. My
Okay,
bad.
yeah. I was gonna say he
The
had 7 in like
the
the
box
first
score I'm
quarter.
looking at is not user friendly at all.
That sounds like a personal problem.
That's because I just Googled it and clicked the third link I saw.
Drew Holiday also had 3 blocks in his game,
Mm-hmm.
his debut game.
Like I said, defensive point guard versus a offensive point guard is what it is.
We don't need him to score. We've got a lot of offensive weapons. Porzingis, Tatum, Brown.
All right, he's a Celtics fan, isn't he?
He is.
Proud
I
about
am.
that.
Celtics or Giannis had a bad game, like straight doo doo.
Giannis always
His
starts
plus
the season out
minus.
slow, I feel like.
Yeah, his plus minus is -13 today. That's a rough game.
I feel like he's always
Really
kind of
thinking
a player
on-
that has to get back into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm. 7
we thinking
turnovers on the
on-
first game is rough.
Well, good thing they
What are
had
we
Dame to
thinking
pick up
on
the slack,
Tatum's
right?
MVP?
Yeah.
Do
What
you
was
think
that, Ken?
Tatum's gonna win MVP?
No.
He better.
At this point, I think Dame might win MVP because there's actually a second player on his team. I'll
He
be
actually
completely
has
honest.
He'll have the record.
Yeah, he'll actually have a team to back him up. Then again, people also probably use that as a diss against him, but
Yeah.
I don't know. They're not going to give another MVP to Giannis, and they're not going to give another MVP to anyone else, pretty much. Maybe Joel, if he actually plays well.
Yeah. He didn't look the greatest tonight.
No.
Jason Tatum's going MVP.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna happen.
I
He
think
still
Jaylen
hasn't won
Brown
an
is.
MVP yet, so I'm just saying this could be.
Yeah, so
could be
they
his
might
year.
actually give it to him.
Yeah, neither is Dame.
He's only 19. He's got
What?
a future ahead of him.
Tatum?
I think he's a little older than that. Just by a couple years.
Yes, they're
Like 1 or 2.
Yeah, but I think Tatum has a chance to win MVP. Their team will definitely have the record to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good all.
That team is loaded. I don't think he'll have the
Porzingis
stats to
gets hurt
back it
again.
up. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he'll have the stats to hold that up. With
You don't-
Drew, Jalen Brown, getting the
you don't-
stats on such a stacked team is going to be difficult, in my
We don't
opinion.
have the greatest depth either, so if we do
Yeah.
suffer injuries, it'll be
They could
It'll
barely
be
beat
tough.
the Knicks. Not even that good of a team, honestly.
Yeah, where the Bucks
I'd say
beat
the
the
Knicks are better than the
Sixers.
Sixers.
No.
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 I think it's the
Sixers are perennial contenders for the East.
Well, Sixers didn't have Harden either.
And they won't have Harden. They're
Yeah,
probably
but
going to trade him. It was a coach's decision to leave him in Philadelphia.
yeah,
That is true.
I think the current Knicks are better than the current Sixers.
Maybe. Maybe.
The Knicks made it to the second
Hey,
round of the playoffs.
both are 0-1. Just saying.
That's true.
True.
Another keen analysis from me. Just saying.
All right, that's all I
That's
have.
pretty much all.
for
Yeah, that's
basketball.
all I got too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. You made it this far. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the pod, please subscribe and like the video. And thank you, Cade, for joining us for this episode on short notice.
Pleasure being here. Blessed.
And yeah, I mean, I'm having trouble coming up with topics for these episodes. So if you're watching and want us to talk about something that you're interested about in sports, drop a comment, email us. The email is in the description, and it'll be on the screen right here. And we also have our Instagram and Twitter /X in the description as well. So feel free to shoot us a DM or comment to us, tag us in a comment or whatever. I might be doing a post on Twitter, doing a little give us your hot take or give us some topics type deal for an upcoming episode sometime soon. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. Bye-bye.
Peace
Bye.
out.